Raptors lead by 21.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence. No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Smart misses. Raptors trail by 19. Johnson the screen. And it's Lowry penetrating. Unloads from 13. Johnson's shot is off. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam.
Lowry kicks to Johnson. And he banks in the layup. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
That's a heads-up play there on offense. The pump fake cleared the way for the nice layup.
In the corner, it's McDermott. Jacks up a 3. Ross grabs the board.
He still hasn't been able to convert from the field. He's just struggling to find his shot.
And it's Scola in the corner. Here's the 3. Tipped away.
The clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Bellinelli dishes to Cannon. To the middle. Here's Cauley Stein. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Screen by Scola. Lowry drives in. Scola with the clean look. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Sacramento leading by 21. Bellinelli for 3. Good.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist total, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. And that one's good.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Buffalo bully ball right there, partner.
Okay. Getting a little physical. I like that. I like that reference.
Yeah. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. That's 10 points for Marcus Smart.
A very good half for them from the field. They've got their shooting percentage up over 50%.
Yeah, their offense heating up, and anytime you shoot it this well, you're going to give yourself a chance to get the W.
Here's Cannon. Goes back up, and it's good on the layup.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Carroll kicks to Ross. Scola left side. There's the screen. Just 4 to shoot. Goes back up. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Sacramento leading by 22. Here's Cannon, and that one's good. Cannon's got 5 points now this quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Scola. Rebound by the Kings. Cauley Stein's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Bellinelli for 3. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
Sacramento's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. Right wing lets the 3 fly. McDermott can't get it to go. For Toronto, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the 4th. Outside for Lowry. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Johnson. And it's DeRozan in for Terrence Ross. McDermott. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got 3 assists in the game.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
And Scola, here we go now. 6 to shoot. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Scola's got 6 in the quarter.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half, but he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And for Luis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. He was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola, and it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry. He faded back on that one to give himself some room. And 12 points for Julius Randle.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
Here's Kid Gilchrist. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. I think you were talking about Scola. He has the physical skills, Clark, to make a difference.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's not spectacular in anything, but he's really solid in just about everything. A pro's pro, and he adds value, tremendous value to any team he's on.
Right, the pass to Valanciunas. Valanciunas can't get that one to fall.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels. Well, we all know that #1 overall picks are incredibly valuable. I mean, they can change the course and face of an entire franchise. Last season, the playoffs were full of teams that featured #1 overall picks.
Joseph, he's checked in for Toronto.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes, but finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
And McLemore kicks to Russell. Here's Embiid. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Embiid's got 20.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
The fader. And that one goes long. And guys, teams with the #1 overall pick tend to go very deep in the playoffs. Just the nature of how the NBA lottery and rebuilding structure works.
Yeah, and in the playoffs last season, every team in the conference semis but one had a #1 overall pick on their roster. So that one team was the Grizzlies.
Patterson a screen on Kid Gilchrist. And right, here we go. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
In the second half, they've made more of an effort to get it inside, and I like that. Be intentional. Be direct. Be aggressive. Force that ball in the paint.
Ross is checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
And stolen by Russell. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the dunk by McLemore.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Patterson, the screen. Here's Joseph. Patterson up top. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Russell against Ross. Here's Embiid, and he dunks it down.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball. The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Patterson, the screen. And Joseph kicks to Valanciunas. And Embiid with the block. And now the Kings, fast break. Randall's running.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And the Kings last season struggled with just about everybody. And the Eastern Conference was no different. Just couldn't get the wins they needed to keep pace in their conference.
Wright dishes to Patterson. Inside, Ross. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Good. Just like soup. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody.
Yeah, but that's how you finish strong. Young fellas wearing the rim out.
Russell kicks to McLemore. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. And that's 31 points for Ben McLemore. Clark, the Kings last season, only 11 wins in 30 games against the Eastern Conference. So he had more out of the conference wins than the Wolves last season. That was not a good number.
Yeah, and the Kings didn't have a winning record against any Eastern division either. So you can't make up ground in the West if you can't beat the teams in the East.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Sacramento.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And I like what they've done here. Made the plays they had to. That's why they'll be going up 1-0 in their season series against the Raptors.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Embiid. He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Clock at 6. Here's Joseph with nobody on him. He buries the jumper.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game. You know, we call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Inside, from 10 feet out, and a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Crisp pass into the paint.
Here's Russell. Stolen by Joseph. And Wright, here we go. Patterson passes to Wright.
Sacramento foul called. Ben McLemore.
Free throw drops for Wright.
At the line for the Kings.
And so Wright nails both of them. And here are the Kings now. Well, this one is winding down now. Sacramento can run out the clock. Here's Russell. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game. It all went right for him.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark, Greg, and Doris,